Many of you might remember Greg Abbott signed into law that if these migrants step foot in Texas, they can be arrested. Well, the arrests have begun, and they have so far arrested thousands of migrants that have entered into Texas. So let's get into this story. Remember Joe Biden don't want them arrested, but Greg Abbott, he's arresting them. Texas authorities have begun arresting migrants at the public park near the US Mexico border. This is according to officials. So, Texas authorities arrested migrants at Shelby Park in Eagle Pass, Texas, late Wednesday evening and charging them with criminal trespassing, marking the first arrest of migrants since the state took control of the area at the US Mexico border last week. The arrests were announced by Chris Alvarez, and he is the Texas Department of Public Safety. And he posted this on social media on X, showing migrants being handcuffed and taken away by authorities. Single adult migrant men and women were taken into custody, while migrant families and children were transferred to the U.S. Border Patrol. The state of Texas will maintain a proactive posture in curbing illegal border crossings between the ports of entry. Migrants arrested for criminal trespassing first must face state charges before they are transferred to the U.S. Border Patrol. The arrest took place at Shelby Park and private lands, where landowner grants and state authority to make arrests. The arrest comes as tensions flare up between Texas and federal officials over the ongoing migrant surge at the US Mexico border. The Biden administration informed the state officials that they had until the end of Wednesday to stop blocking the US Border Patrol access to 2.5 mile. So this is a stretch along the US Mexico border that they are blocking. So Biden is telling them not to block this area. So he wants them to freely come in here, according to a letter from the Department of Homeland Security obtained exclusively from CNN. The blocked off area includes a location where a woman and two children drowned in the Grand Rio near Shelby Park last week. The deaths were argued the rift between Texas and federal officials over whose jurisdiction in that portion of the Grand Rio area and how to tackle the migrant crisis. In the letter to Texas Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton, DHS said the state's actions have impeded operations and are unconstitutional. The letter also cited the deaths among the latest in the ongoing migrant crisis near the park, where state authorities have erected fencing and attempts to keep out federal agents. By the end of Wednesday, DHS warned it would refer the matter to the Department of Justice for appropriate action and considered all other options available to restore Border Patrol access to the border. If Texas doesn't confirm, it will cease and desist its effort to block the Border Patrol's access in and around the Shelby Park area and remove all barriers to access the US Mexico border. This is the letter from the White House. Wow. The Texas failure to provide access to the border persists, even in instances of imminent danger to life and safety. The letter from the Department of Homeland Security General Counsel Jonathan Meyer. So, Texas has demonstrated that even in the most difficult circumstances, it will not allow Border Patrol access to the border to conduct law enforcement and emergency response activities. Border Patrol authorities have apprehended 4,000 migrants per day this week alone. Wow, 4,000 per day. 4,000. This is according to law enforcement source familiar with the operation. Now, remember, there's other points of entry. It's not just this Shelby Park area. They said four. So they're not all going to come to the same point of entry. So, anyway, this marks an increase in the estimated 3,000 migrant encounters per day earlier this month, but it's still significantly lower than more than 10,000 daily in the month of December. So, in the Rio Grande, which includes Eagle Pass, about 750 migrants are apprehended a day compared to 2,400 a day in December, according to another law enforcement source. So Texas said they going to double down. Apparently they don't care what the White House is saying. They are apprehending these people and totally disregarding the White House. And I don't blame them. They're the ones that have got to deal with them. The White House, they're not dealing with anything. So, y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this video. Boy, the infighting is going to get deep on this when it comes down to the migrants. You can best believe it is. And it looked like Greg Abbott is not the kind of governor that easily backs down. And Biden definitely got a fight on his hand. So, out of all of the governors, he seems to be putting up the most resistance. I don't see that from the rest of these governors around the country. It's just primarily Greg Abbott. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.